four things that everyone can do to be ready once they want to, start the process?
Okay, awesome. That's a great question.
And what type of conversation does a borrower need to have with whoever might be gifting them funds, and what can that person expect? Does the gifter have to share this information with the borrower, or can they just get it directly to you? Like, what borrowers or buyers should be doing during the process, what they should not be doing during the process, what the work history should be to be able to qualify for a loan. Hey, Trent, good morning. How are you?
I'm great, Kim. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for joining us. Tell everyone who you are and who you work for.
Trent Turner, Cross Country Mortgage, NMLS 207-8583, your local loan originator, branch manager, loan consultant, whatever you want to call it.
Financial guru? No.
No.
Developer consultant?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much. So today, I want to talk about just getting prepared for the financing process when purchasing a home. What are four things that everyone can do to be ready once they want to, start the process?
It's a great question, Kim, and we're going to keep it very, very simple.
Okay.
So in general, we look for 2 years of work history. So 2 years of W-2s if you're employed. So for this year, 2022, 2021, if you're self-employed, 2 years of tax returns. That's one. If you're employed, the last two pay statements. If you're self-employed, it's not as big of a factor. And then 2 months of bank statements. And that's really what we need to get you pre-approved once we process the application. And then we can talk about, sources of down payment. And that's a hot topic these days.
Can we touch on that right now?
Yeah.
So talk about sources of down payment and gift letters, and just what your bank account should look like in general.
Yep, you are able to, when we're looking at your bank statements, essentially what we're looking for is the funds that you would be putting towards the down payment to purchase the home. Not as concerned about the funds for closing costs, because as you know, that's negotiable, but we want to see that you have the money in your account for that down payment. Now, once you go under contract on a home, typically you're going to have a deposit, an earnest money deposit to give. We have to source that money. That money needs to come from one of your bank accounts, a 401k account, something we can trace back to you that shows your proof of funds. You can get a gift for your down payment. You can get a gift for, the whole process. We just have to document and source where that money came from to ensure that's not a loan that you have to pay back.
Okay, awesome. And what type of conversation does a borrower need to have with whoever might be gifting them funds, and what can that person expect?
There's two thank yous that they need to extend to the person giving them. First, thank you for helping me out and giving me this money as a gift. And then the second one, thank you for your future cooperation in this process, because the lender is going to want to see where that money came from, and they're going to want proof of the bank statements or what the source of that money. And then a letter, the lender will send a letter to the giftor, essentially stating that this is an irrevocable gift and that there's nothing owed after receiving it.
Okay. So for all those people that don't want nobody in their business, does the gifter have to share this information with the borrower, or can they just get it directly to you?
we can send them a secure link where they can upload the documents directly to us. So there's no insight from the person receiving. So they could say, oh, you could have gave me more, or, things like that. It's
I didn't know you had that much money.
Exactly, for our eyes only.
Got you. All right. So, and then tell us about the process, like what borrowers or buyers should be doing during the process, what they should not be doing during the process.
When you're applying for a mortgage, it was really simple. Make sure you're making payments on your car payment, anything like that. Stick to the program, but don't take out any new debt. Stick to your current job. We can switch jobs, but have that conversation with your lender just to get their insight. If it's like industry, it should be no problem at all. But typically we want you to, be consistent through the process when you started with us through the closing, but there's some wiggle room. Really talk with your lender, your realtor. They're consultants consulting you through this process. And we deal with things all day, every day. So nothing's going to shock or scare us. It's better to be upfront. So essentially, don't take out any new debt. Keep paying your bills. Try to stay on that job, or don't switch career fields during the process, and we should be able to close you pretty quickly.
So can you just confirm what the work history should be to be able to qualify for a loan?
So if you're hourly, we'd like to see 2 years of work history. If you have a new salary job, then we would like, it kind of cleans the slate. So if you have an offer letter, salary position, we can just count that. If you're hourly and you just graduated from college, that's your excuse to get away from that 2 years of work history, because you've been in school, or even if you didn't graduate, just something to show what you've been doing for the last 2 years to get those type of exceptions. So 2 years, if you're employed or self-employed, we're going to really want to look at the last two years of income.
Okay, awesome. All right, Trent, where can people find you?
They can find me at Trent, Trent.Turner, TURNER @ccm.com. 601-291-3135 is my cell. This is Mississippi number. I will never get rid of that number. And then on Instagram, Banking and Real Estate. Thanks, Kim.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Trent.
My pleasure.
2023, I'll be talking to lenders, some of my vendor partners, just to give you a better idea of how the process works. So buying a home, selling a home. I think education is very important at this time to keep buyers and sellers informed about what's happening in the market. So look out for those videos. Thanks.